Okay, so we're going to get started. I'm going to start standing. And just bring your feet together to begin with. And slide your toes to your Pilates stance. And then keep your toes where they are and just bring your heels behind the balls of your feet. And lift all 10 toes up, spread them nice and wide. And then as you lay the toes down, just bring your weight into the center of your feet. And then relax your knees, so your thighs, your bottom switch off. And I want you to put one hand behind the back of your head and the back of the other hand on the back of your pelvis, so your sacrum, so not your lower back, a little bit lower down. And just press your head into your hand and press your hand into your back of your pelvis. And just have a sense that you're trying to lengthen the spine and lengthen these two hands apart. So you're standing nice and tall, but without locking through your knees or squeezing your bum. And then from here, just release your arms down alongside your body and have still that feeling of the ghost of your hands on the back of your head, the back of your pelvis, and you're just trying to lengthen out of your hips. And then from here, just going to take your right arm forward and bring it back down. So a very simple movement, but even this, potentially, as you take your arm forward, it could make you maybe sway with your feet or lean back. So try and stay in the center of your feet and spine staying completely still. And then this next one, take the arm forward. So keeping your hips still now, you're just going to breathe in and really stretch forward and then draw the arm back in. And again, inhale, stretch, exhale to return. Twice more, really stretching for the shoulder. So one arm reaching forward is going to make the spine rotate. Two arms would make the spine flex. So keeping the arm back in towards your body now. You're going to open out to the side, again staying dead center between your feet. Lifting your other arm forward, turn your head to look along your right arm. And then you're going to carry on into rotation, keeping both hips facing the front. Reaching both arms, but especially this front arm, really stretch it away. And then bend both knees forward. And just take a few big breaths here, just gently turning the chest that little bit more, chest and ribs, but still staying right in the middle of your 2 feet, crown lengthening up. And then you're going to return, lowering your front arm, right arm up. And then just stretch up and away from your right hip. Again, watch out for pushing out into your hip. Try and stay at the moment right in the middle of your 2 feet. And then bending both knees. So you're pulling your tail, your hips down as you're stretching up. And just direct your breath into this right side. And then release. Lower the arm down and just circle your right shoulder. And then relax the shoulders, soften the knees, other side. So arm floats up and back down. So just have a quick scan through your body. Weight in the center of your feet, knees relaxed, bottom relaxed, spine nice and tall. Keep the arm in front. Inhale. Now really stretch forward, really stretch into your left shoulder and then return. Inhale. Exhale. So you're protracting and retracting your shoulder. Just like we do when we lie on the floor doing shoulder release. Just one more of these. Breathing in and then breathing out. So opening the arm out to the side. Other arm comes forward. And then turning your head, continue into your rotation. Bend both knees forward. And again, really stretch through both arms. Hips staying facing the front. And just breathe to see if you can get a bit more rotation. And then return to face the front. Left arm lifting up. And then over into your side stretch. And really let your right shoulder and arm just hang. And then bending both knees forward, pulling the tail, pulling the hips down, and really open and direct your breath from armpit, ribs, waist, hip. And then release. Lower the arm and then just circle this shoulder. Dropping both shoulders. From here, we're going to go into a squat. So taking the weight back into the heels, knees forward, arms, if your shoulders are okay, arms up by your ears. And then press the toes down to stand up straight. And again, sit back into your heels and then return. And lengthen. So maybe you're just trying to get your bottom down a little bit lower rather than bending your body too far forward. Stay with this if you prefer. Otherwise, from here, you're going to stand on one leg, back to your squat, one leg. Squat, and you could just come here if you prefer. You don't have to lift. Squat, upright. So back into your heels and then into the center of your supporting foot. Heels, foot, heels, foot. This next one, you're going to stay still. So you could bring your toes down, or you're going to keep the knee lifted. Just settle your supporting ankle, soften the knee, lift out of your hips. Swing, swing, swing. So just notice how much kind of instability just the movement of your arms will cause to that supporting leg, particularly your ankle, maybe your knee, your hip. Keep reaching through the fingers, lifting out of your hips, standing tall. And then from here, just going to step your left leg back, bend your front knee forward, tuck your tail under, lifting your arms. So just coming into a little extension. If you prefer, bring your hands behind your head. So you're trying to bend your front knee more forward, tuck your tail, lift your breastbone. Just press your head and hands if you're holding your head. Elbows forward. And then release, and then other leg. So lifting or keep your toes on the floor. Just settle the ankle, soften the knee, lift out of your hips, crown, reaching up to the ceiling, arms. So be aware of your fingers reaching away. It's going to help your balance. Swing, swing. Just noticing how does it feel on this leg, this hip. Does it ache a bit quicker than the other side? And then from here, stepping your right leg back. Try and make sure that both feet, if you can see yourself, make sure that both feet are parallel. Bend your front knee, tuck your tail under so you find a stretch through your back hip. And then arms up, just lifting up. I stay like this, or hands behind your head. So just seeing if you can bend your front knee a little bit more, tuck your tail under, lift the chest. And then release. And then from here, we're going to come into some roll downs. So we'll just do two little ones first, just to kind of get the upper body moving more independently. And then some full ones, and then we're going to do full ones walking out into a plank, coming back up via a down dog to come back up. So if you don't want to add that plank, just carry on with your roll downs. So settling the weight in your feet, feel the back of the head, the back of the pelvis lengthening apart. Take a breath in. As you exhale, connect the tummy, tucking the chin in, let the head, neck, chest, shoulders and arms fall forward, tucking the tail under. So really feeling your flexion from top to tail of your spine. Breathe wide. And then breathe out to restack. Relax the bottom, relax the shoulders, stand tall. One more like this. Tummy, neck, mid-back, back of the ribs, lower back. Tuck your tail under, so bottom's going to switch on to do that. Breathe in, and then breathing out, restack, relaxing knees, bottom, shoulders. Take a breath in. So going into your full roll down if you're okay. So you can try and keep the weight in the centre of your feet. Flexing from top to tail. And really milk it. When you can't go any further, then relax the bottom. Let your hip flexors bring you down, keeping your knees soft. Just making sure your head, your neck is as released as it can be. Take a breath in. Exhale, feet pushing down, tummy drawing back, hips opening forward, soft knees, thighs, bottom, shoulders, stand tall. One more like this. So if you can, just take your attention to the back of your head, your neck, mid-back, back of the ribs, lower back, tucking your tail, and then your hips to bring you down. Just making sure that you haven't swung back into your heels, and then breathing out to roll smoothly back up. So of course, stay with either of those two options if you prefer. Otherwise, we're going to start by lifting the heels. Just trying to find your centre. Head reaching up, tail pulling down. Lower your heels, relax your knees. So you're flexing the spine, then your hips, and then you're going to walk forward into your plank position. So really pushing the floor away. So feel the heel of your hands, your shoulders drawing down in your back, tummy lifted. And then lift your bottom and just bring your hands in a little way for your down dog. So pushing your heels down, pushing your chest towards your legs. And then walking back in, bend your knees so your body comes down onto your lap. Tuck your chin in. And then feet pressing down as you smoothly roll up to standing. And then sway forward, lift your heels. Feel the toes, feel the crown of your head. Can you lift out of your hips a little bit more? And then lower to go again. Really lifting the tummy, the back of your waist up to the ceiling. And then stepping out into your plank. Shoulders, tummy. Push the hands into the floor. Really draw the front of your body up to the back of your body. And walk your hands back in a little way. Pressing the heels, feel that stretch running up the back of your legs, pushing your chest forward. And then walking your hands back in, bend your knees so you drop your tail, tuck your chin in, and then unravel to your standing position. Last one. Heels. Arms lift. Feel the fingers, feel the toes. Lift out of your hips. Calm, centered. And then lower the arms, the heels, the head. And rolling forward and down. And again, walking out. Just coming to 4-point kneeling if you prefer. Otherwise, into your plank position. In through the nose, out through the mouth, pushing the floor away. If you feel you can, lift one leg. Place the toes back down. Lift the other leg. Back down. Once more, either leg. Stretch. And lower. Stretch. Lower. Lower your knees. Open the knees a little. And then just sink your tail back towards your heels. Lower your head. Let your arms switch off. So just find a comfortable position for you. So you might prefer arms behind towards your feet,
You might need to just make this so you can rest your head on your hands and just let your neck switch off. And breathe. So nice, full and wide in-breath all the way around your body, wide and right down to your tail. Then your out-breath, just that sense of sinking your body a little closer towards your mat. And before we come out of this, I want you just to have your arms forward and stretch them so your elbows are off the floor. Hands are pressing down. And just lift your head, your chest. Without chucking your head back, try and really push your breastbone forward. Hopefully you feel that quite strongly around your mid-back. Release back down. Let's just do that once more. So arms are stretched, lift your head, your neck, and shine your chest forward. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then walking your hands back in towards your knees, really stack your spine. Now we're going to come down into your relaxation position. Now ideally, if you've got the space where you are, you're going to do some arm circles. So just make sure if you have that you've got enough space for that. If not, don't worry, and you can do some ribcage closure instead. So let's just come into your relaxation position. So just taking a moment now just to let your body settle into the floor. So feel the back of your head. So remember, we don't want the throat to feel constricted or overstretched. So really feel the back of your head heavy on the floor or on your cushion. Let your shoulders just roll apart. For now, just let your arms switch off, fingers relaxed. As you move your attention down your body, just find that gentle curve in your lower back so that you're resting very heavily on your sacrum. Hips and bottom relaxed, feet and knees hip width apart. You're going to take both arms up above your chest, palms facing forward. So you could just do ribcage closure and return. Otherwise, I'm just going to add an arm circle. So as you exhale, connect your tummy, keep your bottom relaxed. And you're going to take your arms back into your ribcage closure. As you inhale, if you've got the space, really open the chest, keeping your palms facing the ceiling for as long as possible. Palms down, and then come back up again. Nice long out breath. Shoulders, ribs, sliding down towards your hips as the fingers reach behind. Inhale, open the chest, send your arms away. Palms face the floor, and come back up again. Just enjoy the stretch through the shoulders, the arms. Feel the spine is nice and long, and not being forced to come out of its neutral position, wherever your arms might be. Melting the front ribs, melting your back ribs into the mat. And we're just going to do one more of these, finishing with your arms out to the side, again, if you've got space. And then once they're there, just let them relax on the floor. So you might want to come into a low V, that's also fine. So we're going to do, first of all, we're going to isolate the glutes, and then we're going to go into some spine curls with arm circles. But again, you could just do your ordinary arms, should be fine. So chest open, shoulders relaxed, back of the head heavy, let your neck and throat relax. As you breathe out, just press right foot only into the mat and try and connect just the right side of your bottom. Release. Left foot, heel in particular, dig it into the floor and release. So do whatever you need to do. You might find it's easier if you put your hands on your bum to feel what's happening. Or you might need to lift your toes up so you really dig the heel. So just trying to get that to become a natural pattern. So floor, heel, crease in your bum, release. And just noticing how it's feeling today. Is it an even connection? Most of us tend to have one side that works better than the other. So if you have got a sluggish side, just take a little bit longer. Really concentrate and focus on the muscles connecting. Just one more of these either side. And then relax. So we're going to go into some spine curls. Like I say, if you don't have the space for the circle, just do your normal spine curls with arms. Otherwise, you're going to have your arms open. Make sure your feet aren't too far away from you. As you exhale, relax your shoulders. Use your tummy to flatten your lower back into the mat. Pushing your hips up and sending your knees, your thighs away from you. So you're really standing into your feet. Inhale, lift your arms above your chest, turn your palms forward. Exhale, as you start to melt the spine down, lengthen your arms back. And just as you lay your pelvis down, circle your arms out to the sides, lay them and your tail at the same time. And again, exhale. Tilt the pelvis, peeling away from your mat. Go forward, away from your neck and your throat. Inhale, lift. Turn your palms forward. Exhale, melting the spine. Open the chest as you lay the arms, the tail back down. Let's just do one more of these. So feel the head, the shoulders, the arms, the bottom, the feet, predominantly your heels, but also your toes. Inhale, lift your arms, turn your palms forward. Exhale, melting down, lengthening your arms back. And then open, relax. And then from here, I'd like you just to place your right foot on your left knee. Bring your arms down. So making sure that this right knee isn't turning out, that it is facing you as much as you can, and that your foot is kind of wrapping around your knee. So going into bridging now, so missing out that sequential movement, but you end up in the same position. So you're just going to press your left foot down and push your hips up and down, up and down. Lift and lower. Just be careful if you're quite flexible, because we're moving fairly quickly here, that you don't lift too high. We are still trying to target this left glute. If this happens to be maybe your more sluggish side, I hate using the word squeeze, but squeeze, release. And also the right foot, push it into the knee. And that will help to open your left hip, perhaps, and maybe you'll get more of a connection to the glute. And you're going to stay up now and do little pulses. Small, small, small. Bottom, bottom, bottom. Just noticing your shoulders, your arms, can they relax a little bit more? Just really feeling that left glute. Stay with this if you prefer. Otherwise, you can stretch your leg up, flex the ankle, lift, lift, lift. So we're wanting that lovely burning, aching feeling into your bottom, maybe your hip as well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your spine down. Lower this right leg all the way down to the floor. Left knee, you're going to draw it in. Just lift the head, hug the nose and knees together. Lay the spine back down. So just gently stretching the right hip as you're flexing the left one. So as you pull the knee in, open the right hip, open the elbows. A couple of big breaths here. And then stretching your left leg up to the ceiling. Just hold on to the back of it. So probably when we were doing the glute work, you might have found the back of your leg, your hamstring, getting a bit too involved. So it's just nice to stretch it out a little. So pulling the leg in, perhaps pushing your heel up if you can bear that to increase the stretch. Release it just a little bit, so just move it a little bit away from you. As you breathe out, connect the tummy, curl forward. So what you don't want to end up is that you're back here because your neck's not going to like it at all. So push the leg into your hands, curl forward, other leg just off the floor. Quick breath in into your scissors. Breathing out and out. So nice straight legs. If you do need to put your head down, that's fine, but try and keep your legs up quite high as opposed to low. And then have that sense that every time the leg comes in that you're lifting it up and up and up, noticing how it helps your spine lift up. So the real challenge is staying lifted as you breathe in and you switch. Take your arms away if you feel you can. Keep tucking the chin in, reaching forward. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then draw the knees in. Let your neck relax, and then have both knees into your chest so your tail will lift. Taking the knees apart, just circling around. Pulling in and around. One more in this direction. And then just change that. So take the knees wide, draw them in, circle. So just allowing the pelvis to rock forward and back. Last one. And then you're going to place the feet down. So we've got the other side to do. So left foot on your right knee. So from here, press down with your right foot to lift the hips up and down, up and down. So again, really focusing on your right heel, the right side of your bottom, your left foot slightly pushing forward into your knee as you lift. Stay up and pulse. Small, small, small. Just bring the focus of your attention to that crease in your right bottom. And then taking your left leg straight up, flex the ankle, and lift, lift, lift. Small. And just noticing if there is a difference between this side and your other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your spine. Lower the leg down. So as you draw the leg in, just lift head, neck, chest, and then lay the spine down. And if you've got any knee issues, remember to hold onto the back of the leg instead. So elbows open, relax your neck, your chest, your ribs, your belly. And just a few big breaths here. And then stretching the right leg up to the ceiling, drawing it in towards you. Just be mindful when you're lifting a leg, you're likely to shorten that side of your waist. So although you're trying to pull the leg in for the stretch, think about lengthening your right hip away from your waist. You just want your hips as level as possible. So on this side, we're going to go into single leg stretch. Again, you could do this with your head down, but you need your legs to be quite high. So you're going to bend the knee, curl forward, left hand on the inside of this right knee, right arm will always, or the outside arm will always be the straight arm, as if you're trying to reach for your ankle. Other leg lifts, quick breath in, change, breathing out and out. Hip flexion, hip extension, spinal flexion. So you're really guiding this knee in to create more hip flexion. 4, 3, 2, keep going. Hands behind your head. Sinking the belly. Then taking this into your crisscross. So armpit up to knee and switch, and switch. So remember, we're still flexing. So try and aim for both shoulders off the mat, shoulder blades. Forward, armpit up. Watching out, it's not just your elbow pushing to the knee, it's armpit up and up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So again, just hugging the knees in, have a little rock or a circle. Change direction. And then bring your hands behind your legs. I'm just going to rock up to a seated position. We'll roll onto your side, whatever you need to do. So coming up. Okay. So sitting, however is comfortable for you, whether that's cross-legged or long frog. If your hips aren't happy, maybe sit on a pillow. So feel, if your feet are in long frog, make sure you can feel your heels touching and they're going to stay still on the floor. Have a little rock, feel your 2 sit bones. Move any flesh out of the way. And then sitting up nice and tall. Arms out to the side. So you're going to float your right arm up and lengthen up and away from your right hip, keeping your right sit bone still grounded onto the floor. Same side again, so up and over, stretch, return. So trying to lead with the top of your head up and away, more of a diagonal line. Stretch, just one more of these. And then open, other side. Right, your left arm, sorry. Stretch and open. So just picturing the different arcs that you're making with your body. So this arm, making a nice big lovely arc. And then your spine. And then your underneath waist. And even this right elbow. Last one of these. And then you're going to bring your knees together and forward. Bring your hands behind, fingertips facing forward. So to begin with, kind of option 1, you're going to bend your elbows. And as you bend them back, try and draw them in. So you're really opening across your chest. And then stretch your arms. So you're stretching your wrists, your elbows. And again, bend. Try and keep your spine relatively neutral and straight. Stay with this if you prefer, otherwise you might need to bring your feet in a bit closer, but you're going to lift your pelvis, tricep press, bend and stretch, bend and stretch.
Come back to the first option, couple more. Last one of these. And then just round your back, lower your head, and just take a few big breaths here across your mid-back. Just relax. And then from here, I'm just going to get a bit of an inner thigh stretch. So if you don't have the space or you prefer, then do this one. Otherwise, you're going to take your legs wide. Bring your hands forward. Press down into the floor to lift the chest up. So you want a flattish back so that it kind of rocks you right on top of your sit bones. Relax your thighs. And just take a few big breaths here. So you're still trying to kind of shine your breastbone forward so you get a flat back. And then start to lower your elbows. Lower your forehead. You're just coming down as close as you can without forcing, but trying to relax into this. So just check your thighs aren't gripping, they might be. And then with your breath again, try and relax your pelvic floor, your belly. You might find that kind of increases the stretch. The out breath is more of your release. And then slowly start to come back in, bring your legs together. And then from here, we're going to go into a bit more of a stretch. So if you've got a band or a scarf, you're going to place it around your right foot. If you haven't, you can do all of this. You're just going to have to hold on to the back of your leg. So around the ball of just the right foot, soften the knees and lift up. Again, think about the two hands we had earlier behind your head, behind the back of your pelvis, and get as much length as you can. So scooping the tummy, tilt the pelvis, find your C shape first. And then find your sacrum bone, flattening into the floor, using your tummy, and then start to lift the leg. As you lay the spine down, breathing in, nice big stretch. Pushing the foot forward, we're just going to do that once more. Scoop the tummy, try and keep your arms straight, softening the knees as you come over your sit bones and restack. Tummy, pulling you back. So somebody's got a rope around your middle, they're pulling you back and you're trying to reach the legs and arms forward, create a bit of resistance. So this time, once you're down, we're going to stay here for a moment. So let your neck switch off. Bring both your bands in your opposite hand and turn your foot on its side. And then carefully take the leg across till you find that lovely nervy stretch running up the outside of your leg. Soften your knee if you need to, if it's too uncomfortable. And then just do tiny, tiny little circles here, small. And we're just pulsing into the pain a little more. And then come back to the center. Separate your bands and bring your hands down. We're going to go into some leg circles. If anyone needs to make this smaller, just do that. Otherwise, out, this time out to the side, down towards the other foot, and across and around. So don't struggle with this. We just want the circular movement of your thigh bone in your hip joint. So you can make it a lot smaller. You can bend your knee, whatever feels nice on your body. Change direction. Across, down, out, and around. So using the tummy and your supporting leg to try and keep your pelvis relatively still. Last one of these. And then you're going to take whatever you're using off your foot, hold on to the back of this right thigh, bend your knee, pull it in,
As you breathe out, push your thigh into your hands, lift your head, scoop your tummy, round your back to come up. And then you're going to hug your thigh in towards you. So you rock off your sit bones, so your lower part of your spine will be in a tilt, and your upper part you're lifting up. I haven't got the best spine to show you this position, but you're trying to hug the thigh in. Exhale, stretch, inhale to bend. Stretch and bend. So naturally you might find as you stretch your leg you want to kind of sink even lower, but aiming to lift higher as you stretch. Just one more of these. Taking your hands up the leg and you're trying to get your nose on your knee. And then bring everything down to the floor. Lift your body up a little way and you're just going to place your left hand across to the outside of your right leg. Turn the chest, stretch the arm, lift out of your head. So you can bend your knees if you need to. And push this hand into your leg to encourage a little bit more rotation. And then release. So we're going to repeat all of that on your other leg. So band around your left foot. Sitting up tall. Scooping the tummy. Sinking the belly to the back of your body. As you lay down, relax your neck, your throat, pull the leg in towards you. Breathing out, push it away, try and keep your arms straight, scooping the tummy, come over your sit bones, relax your knees or soften your knees to sit up tall from your tail to the top of your head. Tummy, legs and arms reaching away, pushing your foot into the band. If you've not got a band, you've just got to keep pushing your legs away. Once you're down, take both bands in your opposite hand. Turn your foot on its side so you feel a bit of a stretch through the outside of the ankle. So you're sickling the foot. Take the leg across and slightly pull it up if you can. So again, going into that rather unpleasant nerve stretch. Soften your knee if you need to. Nice tiny little circles. And then coming out of this, separate the bands, bring your hands down the band. Tummy switched on, you're going to take this left leg out to the left first, down towards the other foot, across and around. And it may well feel different on this side, so again, don't struggle with this, change it so it suits you, how you're feeling today. So we're just trying to lubricate the hip joints, challenging the core to keep the hips still. Change direction. And then finishing the one that you're on. So again, band to one side, hold onto the back of this thigh. Pull it in as you breathe in. Push it away as you exhale, lift the head, scooping the tummy to come up. So you're going to give this thigh a hug, pull it in towards you, try and lift your chest, stretch and bend. Exhale, stretch, inhale to bend. Just noticing, does this feel different this side to the other leg? Again, most of us are uneven, so probably. So you're going to lift the leg, walk your hands up, and then pull the nose and knee together. Lower everything back down to the floor. Lift your body up. Your right hand goes to the outside somewhere on this leg. Remember, you can bend your knees. And then turn the spine, lift the chest, open the arm, and breathe. So use this hand on your leg to help almost kind of lever yourself a little bit more to your left. And then facing forward. So we're just going to gradually work our way back down to the mat. My regulars are used to this one. Do what you need to do. So legs pressing together. First bit, just going into that small little C shape. So before we go any further, breathe. So really feel your breath coming down the throat, down the chest, down the ribs, pulling the tummy in, even here where it's not hopefully too challenging on the rest of your body. But as we go a bit lower, it's going to get more challenging. So obviously hold on if you need to, or just lie down. We'll be there in a moment. A bit further. So the more you can kind of open the throat and soften, the more it's going to help. Pressing the legs, feet together, a bit further. Hopefully, as you look down, you can see that little quiver of your lower abdominals. A bit further. A bit further. And then all the way down. Now just have a nice big body stretch. So reach the legs and arms apart, let your lower back gently curve from the mat. Breathe down into your belly, perhaps a little wriggle. And then return, and you just roll onto your side. So from here, you're going to place, if you've got anything that you can use between your ear and your arm, come into your chair position, so not your oyster. Your knees are forward, your feet are forward. Hand on the floor, shoulder gently engaging in your back. And draw your top hip away, so you're not just collapsed into the floor. So a very active position. And you're going to stretch your top leg away at hip height. It doesn't matter whether you want to flex or soft foot or point, whichever you prefer. But you're going to really, really stretch that thigh away. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Lift, lower. So maybe not too challenging just yet. So take your attention really to the rest of your body. Feel the top of the head reaching away from your heel. Shoulders gently connecting in the back. Tummy gently connecting, but hopefully it's reacting more because you're stretching. And then you're going to take this leg into some little circles. So you might perhaps start to feel a bit of an ache around the hip. Change direction. So if you need to, keep this underneath leg down and just do some little scissors with this top leg. Otherwise, you're going to bring the underneath leg to join your top leg, lift and lower. Now, I want you to really think about using your underneath leg to do the work. So it's pushing your top leg up. So hopefully you can feel your inner thighs, your waist, a bit more now into your waist and hip. And if you feel steady, you can bring your arm onto the side or take the arm up or keep it on the floor. And then just a little scissor. Stretch, stretch, spine long, alert, thighs, kneecaps pulling up, stretch, particularly your underneath leg, making sure it doesn't break at the knee or bend. Get aching. Bring your legs together, bring them back down to the floor. Give it a little round of applause. Rub. And then we're just going to repeat all of that on the other leg. So cushion between your ear and your arm. Knees forward, hip lengthening away, shoulder connecting in your back, tummy gently lifted, and then stretch your top leg. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. So again, just run through your position in your mind's eye. Crown reaching away, tail lengthening away, thigh reaching away. And then into your little circles. Change direction. And then adding the underneath leg. Lift, lift. So again, using the underneath leg to lift the top leg, feel your inner thighs. Also think about connecting pelvic floor. You feel stable, taking the arm away. Now if you've lifted your arm, feel your fingers, but also feel the arm dropping back in towards the joint. So that's another area that you're stabilizing. And then into your little scissors. So you're trying to move as evenly as possible, and a sense of that you're walking on tiptoe, really tall, nice long, alert spine. Bring your legs together, bring them down, and again, just give it a rub. And then when you're ready, we're going to come into 4-point kneeling. If you're not able to come onto your knees today, then lie on your front and do some leg lifts instead. Okay? If your wrists are not happy, come down onto your forearms and just do your legs. Otherwise, hands under armpits, knees underneath your hips. Nice neutral spine. So you've got to think of the ceiling now as your floor. So although you're looking down, feel the back of your head lifted. Smooth shoulder blades as they're drawing away from your ears. Pelvis lifted up to the ceiling. So right arm, left leg. Keep it small, little lift. And then lower and return. Left arm, right leg. Lift, hold, return. So really quite small in order to not disturb the position of your spine. So you want to keep your hips level and shoulders level. So although the arm is going forward, watch that you don't overreach it. So still draw it back into your body. Try not to lift the legs too high, because you want to keep that hip still facing the floor. Stay with that if you prefer. A bit more of a challenge. Lifting your shins away from the floor. So you need to move a bit quicker and keep the legs low. Right arm, left leg, whoop, and return. Stretch, return. Stretch, return. One more either side. And then tuck your toes under. Walk your hands back. Let your head drop down. Let your body just rest for a second or two on your lap. Maybe your ankles, getting a bit of a stretch as well. Walking your hands in, heels down, head down, tucking the chin in. Coming all the way back up to your standing position. So just bringing your feet to your hip width position. I'd like you to, if you can, to close your eyes or just to lower your gaze. So first of all, just bringing your attention to the floor and your feet. So you might notice possibly a bit of rocking going on. But feel your toes, your heels, arches gently lifted. Moving up your knees, just relax your knees. In turn, thighs will relax, bottom will relax. And as we did at the beginning of the class, imagine a hand on the back of your pelvis and on the back of your head. And just see if you can lengthen the spine, creating a bit more space between those two imaginary hands. Just allowing the shoulders, the arms just to hang loosely without forcing them anywhere. And then take a nice big breath in, into the back and the sides of your ribcage. Feel the expansion.
And then breathing out. Just feel the release of the shoulders and the ribs down, but keep the spine lengthening up. And again, breathing in. Breathing out, standing nice and tall, but not locking the knees. Once more, in and out. Open your eyes. And just take your shoulders forward and up as you breathe in. This time, breathing out to circle back and down. Just last one. And relax. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me. See you soon.